Welcome back to the Talon Take. This episode is a little different because we're not doing the traditional interview thing. I wanted this to feel less like a microphone between two people and more like you're just sitting in a room with us listening to a conversation. I've known this person for going on 2 years this upcoming August. And one of the things I've always appreciated is that he's somebody who can go from having a ridiculous conversation that makes absolutely no sense to settling having a conversation about life, goals, and the things we're all trying to figure out. So today, we're just catching up, talking about where we've been, where we're going, and probably get distracted along the way. Introducing my partner, Alec. I almost said your last name, but I don't want to put that information out there. Hi, Alec.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Who are you to me? And then we'll get into who you are just in general.
Me and Talon are together. That's just how I say it.
In what way?
In a romantic way.
LOL. Okay, keep going.
Wait, what was the other part of the question?
It was just,
I guess you can say this is kind of
who
like
are
a
you to
real
me?
conversation.
Who are you to me was the question.
Yeah, me and Talon are together. So, um, I guess you could say I'm Mr. Talon.
I don't even know what you said. Okay, so who are you in general outside of me?
Myself, I'm Alec. I'm a law student full time
Where do you go
here
to
in
law
Tampa
school? Are you
Bay.
comfortable putting that out there?
I go to Cooley Law School here in Tampa. And yeah, I'm in my third year, ready to graduate, and just moving along with life. Maybe
For
you'll see
those
me
who
in your
don't know how
courtroom.
long law school is, you said you're in your third year. How much longer do you have?
2 semesters.
So essentially a year.
No, I have 2 semesters.
Well, the people don't know what that means. Say what 2 semesters. How long is 2 semesters?
I have about, I guess you could say, 8 months.
Well, pre congratulations. Hopefully, we'll have you back on the show before you graduate. And we'll definitely have to have you on after you graduate. But before we get into anything serious, what's something that's been taking up space in your brain lately? And I'll have to say, because I will make this note clear that a majority of his life and brain is probably taken up by law school. So there are going to be times where I tell you not to involve law school or to think outside of law school regarding this conversation. And this is one of those moments. So what's taking up space in your brain lately that's not about law school?
What's been taking up space in my brain is what am I going to wear this weekend going to Chicago with Talon's family?
You know what? That's so funny. I actually, at the beginning of the last episode of the Talent Take, I kind of like hinted at, oh my God, I'm doing something so cool this weekend. And I never talked about it. There are lots of times on the Talent Take where I get distracted and I preface some things and don't even get to it. So you just talked about Chicago. Yes, we're going to Chicago this weekend. It's like my family vacation. Where are we going to in Chicago? What's the whole point of the trip?
Talon's grandmother seeing that Barack Obama had opened up his um how could you say, I guess you could say it's like a multi-purpose space, but it's just
A
like convention,
presidential library. That's exactly what that is.
but it's so much more than just a library.
Okay, yes, we can get into that. So that is true. We are going to visit the presidential library of the Barack Hussein Obama.
And you just love taking over all parts of my conversation of the question that you asked me.
Okay, go
Anyway,
ahead. Go ahead. The one thing he likes to say to me is, "Did the middle of my sentence interrupt the beginning of yours?"
exactly. And I
Go ahead.
guess usually it does.
Finish. Say what you were saying.
But yes, Talon's grandmother had seen that Barack Obama had opened up his presidential library, and she said, "We're going to go," and invited the entire family, which now includes me.
Does it? I'm just kidding. Yes, it obviously does. So yeah, he's coming on the family trip. My family doesn't actually travel. We travel, but we don't ever really travel stateside. It's very rare. When we travel, we usually leave the country. So for us to be going to the Midwest is very interesting, but obviously it's for a really important reason. So we'll talk about the presidential library and the importance of that. But like he was saying, this is something that's taking up space in his brain is packing. Alec is our stylist, our including the both of us, and I'm on pins and needles because we leave in 2 days, and he hasn't even looked at the closet regarding this trip for either of us. So I'm concerned. Are you not concerned?
I'm not concerned. Typically, um, I know my closet in my brain, and I know exactly what I have in there. I know what's clean, what's dirty. I know all the ins and outs on my side of the
Why
closet.
is there stuff that's dirty in the closet?
Those are the things that are missing, and also those hangers are in specific
Oh,
spots.
okay. I get what you're saying. You know what's not in there so that you can.
I know what's been worn, and I know
Okay.
what has been worn.
Okay. So regarding me, you said all those things about you. What about my side
Talent side of the closet, it has no system.
of
I tried to create a system, and opted for him to buy hangers, but guess what? He needs more hangers and has refused to buy any. But yeah, he has his own system over there. I keep trying to help. It doesn't really work. So we're just gonna have to figure something out. But I know I can't say that I know exactly what I'm wearing, but I do have an idea. So I think that's the first step in really tackling your style and packing for a trip is just to actually get an idea of what do you want to wear and what things are you guys doing. So what are we going to be doing in Chicago, Talon?
So I'm not even. I'm gonna have to push pause on that part because you see how in depth he can get into it when all the what it really is about question about clothes. So where do you get your style inspiration from, or what made you be this knowledgeable when it comes to putting clothes together? And the people have never seen you, so we could just be saying this and they'd be like, "This boy don't be putting on nothing," and like he look a mess, but he really doesn't. He actually puts together some really nice outfits and just casual wear. He's never really too comfortable looking. Like athleisure is not his first choice, but yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, so I would say I get my style inspiration from a little bit of Dapper Dan, a little bit of Farnsworth Bentley, Ralph Lauren, and Yves Saint Laurent. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, La Roche, of course. But yeah, I think those are pretty much people I look to in styling. I really like the how could I say dandyism of it all, hence back to the Met Gala. But yeah, I think that's where I put a lot of my inspiration from. I really like the preppy look. I like being buttoned up. I love a blazer. It's pretty much kind of like my thing now. But yeah.
Mm. See, the people don't know you, so this is very fun for me to be able to like get you to talk about yourself so that I can also like continue to learn about you. Even though we've known each other 2 years, I know quite a bit about you, but this is a great refresher regarding some of your ins and outs. But anyway, what's something about your life right now that people probably wouldn't know unless they were actually close to you?
And this is not pertaining to law school.
Okay, so if it's pertaining to law school, you need to understand the question. What's something about your life right now that people probably wouldn't know unless they were actually close to you? So if it's going to be regarding law school, it has to be something like impactful to you. What's something about your life? So if it has to be about law school, it needs to matter.
Um, So, one thing about law school that they really don't tell you, and it's not really like projected out to the public, is that once you have your bar license, you have to actually hit a certain number of hours within a year here in Florida of pro bono hours. So that means working for free. And this semester, I've actually been working in our debt relief clinic, helping people file for bankruptcy. And what I can say is that more than likely, I think now once I get my bar license and I have to do my pro bono hours, I will be helping people file bankruptcy, which a lot of people look at as a bad thing. But from this entire semester that I've been doing it, it's actually been very knowledgeable. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a great way to help people get a restart on life just because, as we can see today, times are hard for just about anybody. And so I think that's just been like one of my biggest takeaways from school, but also the only people who actually know that about me are the only people who I can like actually talk to. So my parents, Talon, my siblings, some of my friends, and yeah, that's basically it. That's the one thing about me that
And
I think people right now
so
don't
I have a
know.
question. I have a question about that. Are we the only people that know about it because of like doctor-patient confidentiality, but we're like immune to
No, you're not immune to it.
that? I just was being funny. I was just being funny.
But Talon's talking about attorney-client privilege. But the thing is, if you do not basically disclose enough information for you to be able to find out who a client is, then you are staying well within your bounds of attorney-client privilege.
So with staying in the bounds of attorney-client privilege, what's something about bankruptcies that surprised you, or that people probably don't know about, or that could be helpful to those people listening?
A lot of people think that if you file for bankruptcy, that you automatically, well, Chapter 7 specifically, that you automatically have to give up a lot of your possessions and what you own, which is actually not the case. So when Congress made the bankruptcy laws, they had worded in the statute that you need to basically price your items um, at a at a rate at which another person would buy them or to replace that item. But that's not what they meant in the literal sense. Our supervising attorney has broken it down to us as not in actual terms, but if you were trying to get something off Facebook Marketplace, like a shirt or something, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be paying $1,000 for a shirt on Facebook Marketplace. You're going to be paying $10, $5 for a shirt off Facebook Marketplace. I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't know, and also that the items that you do have in your possession, the government actually gives you exemptions. So there's a certain amount of money that, I guess the better word would be, a threshold that you can meet with your possessions, and you can actually keep a lot of those items. So typically, a person who's renting can keep up to $5,000 just worth of personal items. And also, if you have a home, they won't take your home. It's considered a homestead, but you would only get $1,000 of personal items to keep.
That's interesting. Do you feel okay? Law school. So this is the very rare moment that if you're willing to talk about it, we can keep talking about it. A lot of information overload on like a daily basis. Do you is that what you experience?
Typically, yes. Like today, I had class today, and we talked about First Amendment rights. I'm in constitutional law class on Mondays and Wednesdays, but we talked about First Amendment speech, and the specific topic was about religion and what is considered basically like discriminating against a religion, and can a person basically or a company get themselves in trouble for trying to shield themselves from some of the laws that are put in place, which is the answer is basically yes.
And are you having fun in law school?
I guess people should define fun. I hate this is how my law school brain works now, but it's just like, oh, can you do this thing? Like, oh, actually define that. But to define fun in law school, I'm a person who loves to learn more about random things, which law school is kind of like the best place for that because law school touches pretty much everything. But I do experience just like an information overload every single day, and it's not the most fun all the time, especially when it's just like your grade is kind of riding on all the information that you're learning.
Do you have good grades right now?
I have
Do
grades.
grades matter? Or grades matter, but C's get degrees. Does that translate in law school?
Absolutely. One of our judges, which is one of our judges here in Hillsborough County, but he's also a professor here at our school, and he notoriously has said to us all the time that he was a C student the entire time that he was in law school. Literally, he said, I was seeing my way through. But he also explained to us in that same sentence, like, I've been a judge and I've ran 6 times unopposed. So he's been a judge for a really long time, but also he's been running unopposed. And, your law school grades really don't say anything about the attorney that you're going to be. I mean, when you think about law school is really just a barrier, just so people can actually be able to sit for a bar exam. And then that's another like barrier to make sure that the pool of lawyers stays absolutely small. So just going from undergrad to law school is like a whole thing. So if you just think about, you need to graduate high school first, then you need to graduate in undergrad, you need to take the LSAT and get a passing score and get into a
What's
law
the
school,
LSAT?
a law school admissions test.
Mm.
And you need to make a good enough score on that to be able to get into a law school, typically one that's accredited. But some states do have them unaccredited, and you can still sit for that state's bar exam. But after you graduate law school, then you need to get approved by the bar to take the bar test. Then once you take the bar test, hopefully you pass. And when you pass, you can actually now take the oath to become an attorney. So it's a really long journey and it's really tedious.
But you're 8 months away from like what being 75% there, or would you say like 85, 90% there
I
come
I would say
graduation?
80%. So I only need 19 more hours of school and we have to hit 90. So I've come a long way.
No, I'm saying when you, what percentage of the journey would you consider the bar exam into the oath?
Oh, the bar exam is its own separate thing. Like, um, we have to, once we graduate, our school has given us access to a bar practice program. But sometimes students do have to pay for those, and they're typically like $3,000 to $5,000, just to help you study for the bar exam. But our school puts it in our tuition, and we get access. But yeah, it's its own thing. You typically study for around 90 days, 8 hours a day, reading, writing, multiple choice questions. It's a lot.
I was gonna, we were gonna go into a break, but I just think it's so interesting. And the bar exam, you don't have to take the bar exam once you finish law school, right? Some people, because obviously people don't pass, can people give up and stop there? I haven't passed the bar exam. Maybe I tried more than once. And being an attorney via oath, or just being an attorney in general, may not be for me. But my law school, uh, me graduating and being a law school graduate, will take me pretty far. Is that the case for some people?
It actually can. So my professor, she has stated, even though that she is a lawyer, she has never been typically in a regular practice of law. But she was basically a compliance officer for City of Tampa. I know she also did compliance for a couple school systems here in Florida, and that was basically going into, just for an example, her going into a school and just saying, hey, we have these, let's just say we have these grant funds. They're supposed to go to things like this. And if somebody was like, hey, well, I want to use the grant funds for that, she will go back and say, in the language here, you cannot use the grant funds for that specific thing. But that just really goes to our thoughts and also us being able to read a lot of this jargon that comes out. So I know abortion is like a really hot topic, but when you think about, I forgot the case, but it was the woman who had basically was brain dead, but then was still pregnant, and they wanted to basically incubate the baby in a dead body.
In Georgia?
Yes.
Hmm.
But the doctors were saying like, hey, we want to keep this woman alive on this machine because we don't want to have any type of, be sued by the government or anyway or break some type of law. But that's when you like your general counsel, your inside counsel or outside counsel. But um typically they have people inside of these hospitals or systems like that that might not be lawyers. They just graduated from law school and they can read and understand all of the laws that come out. And they basically just give their opinion on what's going on.
Interesting. I guess leave it to having a law student on the show for us having abortion be said for the first time on the Talon Take, but that's okay. I think it's important, and that's why you're here. Bring the controversy, Mister
Well,
Law
it
Student.
is real life.
It is absolutely real life. Okay, I've given you space to talk about law school, but we're still getting to know you, Mr. Alec. I want to say
Yes.
I'm obsessed with saying his last name, but I can't for privacy reasons. Keep his identity protected. But we're still getting to know you. So, two non-related law school questions for you. What's something you've been obsessed with lately?
Something I've been obsessed with lately.
Is it me?
Wow. No, I see him every day, you guys. When I tell you,
That you can still be obsessed with something you see daily.
I guess you can. Um, oh, one obsession I've been having lately. So, as Helen said, I'm finna graduate. Not talking about law school, but I really do have like a strong affection towards cars. I love cars.
Mm.
I'm a car guy. It doesn't really seem like it, but I am. But basically, I've been looking to get myself like a graduation gift to myself once I graduate. And what I really would like is a classic car. So here lately, I've been looking at Corvettes, and basically, I've been looking at them in my birth year or in a certain body style year. But yeah, that's been like my main obsession here lately.
Is there a Corvette in the year 1997?
Yes, there's Corvettes every year.
Okay, well, get whatever the 1997 version is so you can have a commemorative, whatever of my birth year.
I got to see if I like the 1997 body because I know it was like a slight
This is the
change.
1997 body.
You guys, he
Okay,
just pointed at himself.
next question. And I hate this question because I already know the answer, or I don't know the answer, but the answer is probably going to upset me. What's one thing that you bought recently that you absolutely did not need? Is it? Oh, wait, let me see if I can answer that for you. Um, I can't, but I know what it's in my head. I don't know if you actually bought it though, but you were going to. What's something that?
No, I want to know. Please take a
No,
guess.
you didn't buy that Pikachu jacket, did you? Or was it Pikachu? Well, I don't even know what it was.
So you guys,
Pokemon, or that's the same thing. Yeah.
so you guys, there is a Instagram page. I'm also, as we stated here at the top of the show, I'm big into fashion. But there's this man on Instagram who basically makes um, limited, I guess you say limited edition. Yeah, because it's limited quantities. But it's like limited edition stuff, but it's all custom by him. And recently he came out that he was going to be dropping some Gucci style work jackets. So they're in the regular Gucci Ophidia print and
See
they're in
how
a worker
specific he can be.
they're in a worker jacket style similar to like a Dickies worker jacket. And yeah, he came out with those and they had on top of that print, they had different Pokemon characters, and I got the one with Charmander on it with the black Gucci Ophidia print.
So you bought it?
I bought that, but that was months ago,
Oh, I
and
don't. I never even seen it.
so yeah, I guess you can say it technically wasn't the most recent one, but that's the one that he said he guessed.
Oh well, that's the one that I guessed. With the fact that I haven't seen it, but I knew you were going to buy it, but I just never got the proof. So what's the one thing that you bought most recently that you didn't need?
It was a handbag.
What kind of handbag? Can we talk about your handbag obsession and then we're gonna go to a break?
It was a Louis Vuitton Speedy 20 with the tan
Okay,
guitar
funny
strap.
story. Because he says the speedy, and one day we were in the car, and I was had to come back in the house, and he wanted me to get this bag for some reason, and he said grab the speedy, the Louis Vuitton speedy. So I grabbed the first Louis Vuitton, which I believe to be the speedy, and I go back to the car, and he's like, "This isn't the right bag," but I was not going back upstairs, so I don't know what the speedy looks like. What's the speedy?
The Speedy is a Boston style handbag.
See,
Uh,
this is the specifics once again.
I'm sorry, but to explain it, it's just basically a top handle bag similar to a luggage carry-all that you would carry on to a plane, not with wheels, but just like a duffel bag.
Interesting. We won't get into what I've bought recently that I absolutely didn't need, or maybe it's something that we did need. My the 3D printer that we both invested in.
Yeah, he said investment, but basically he said send me $100.
wait. You don't have to get too specific on those details, but we bought a 3D printer, but we'll talk about that. Coming up after the break, we're going to do a little fashion quiz, some this or that, but we've got plenty more to talk about. We're only just getting started. Thank you for joining us here on the Talon Take. I'm Talon, and this is
Alec.
Alec. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
From the first moment I saw you, I knew I had to make you mine. Wanted to know everything about you. I didn't want to waste no time. What's something I can do for you, darling? That would make you smile. I'll bring you flowers, girl. Enough to see for miles. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. I love your style, and I love your grace. Said I love to put a smile on your pretty little face. I love it when you're close to me. That's where I want you to always be. I didn't know when I found you that I would find a love so true. And you can see it in my eyes. That girl, you've got me hypnotized. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Three, four, hold on. Sip.
Welcome back to the Talent Take, where I am joined by the very special guest, my partner, Mr. Alec.
Yes.
I don't mean to say Mr. Alec, but it's a full sentence. Like it's a full name I'm trying to say, but I can't say that last name for these privacy reasons. Maybe I can say it naturally and I just bleep it out in the edit. How's that work?
No, you can just continue to say Mr. Alec.
um, just real quick, at the top of your introduction, when you were asked to say who you are outside of how you know me, you said, "My name is Alec. Me, myself, and I. I am a law student. Is law school your identity?"
It's not my identity. It's actually one of the last things I actually want to tell anybody.
Why is that?
Because it's just like, oh, you get like that. I hate this one liner that everybody always says. It's just like, oh, I might need you one day. I'm just like, I pray that you will not need me. People don't really think about it, but lawyer people only go to lawyers whenever they're having an issue. I want people to come to me with like less
The
issues.
same case for 911 operators, police, fire, EMS. Like, people only ever need them in their worst moments sometimes.
Yeah, and we're right after that worst moment.
No, a doctor. Doctor, then lawyer.
It
Sometimes all
depends.
three are involved. There's police, there's EMS. Now there's a doctor. Here comes the lawyer.
Oh, please don't get me started on the torts question.
And then, you know who follows after the lawyer? The insurance companies.
I think we get in contact with those.
Exactly. So everybody's in the room. All right, so Alec, thank you for coming and joining us on the show. This is really kind of my first. Not only are we out of the studio, I don't think we said that in the beginning, but we're not in the studio. We're in the comfort of our own home, and we're having just a casual couch conversation. This is probably the most like we've done some projects together, but it's been more you just assisting me, never you kind of to get to be the story, the center, the focus. Which I like seeing you in the light here.
Yeah, I'd
Wait,
say
let me
it's been
turn the
really
actual
fun.
light. Okay, for dramatic effect. All right. So we kind of skipped over the fact that we're in a relationship. I don't even think my listeners knew that I was in a relationship, let alone in a relationship with a man. Here we go, being more controversial the first time or the second time here on the Talent Take. But you and I, we've been together going on 2 years here. So let's see how much you know or remember, or just in general about our relationship here. What was your first impression of me?
Wow, he's really interesting
Wait,
because
wait, wait, wait. That is, I don't like the way that started. Wow, he's really interesting. That's something you say about the school shooter. No,
no.
go ahead.
Yeah, I just thought Talon was really interesting.
He whispered something to me, and I don't know what it was. What
I
did you
wanted to know
say?
if we were still rolling
Why would we not be?
because you touched your phone. Anyways, so basically, when I my first impression of Talon was that he was really interesting, and I say that because I'm in his house and he is watching CNN at a. It was a volume that was a little bit too loud for me.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so immediately we start talking about politics. And let's just say this man was loving the conversation and also loving the CNN commentary because he was really telling everybody that they're doing a terrible job. Hence,
I was telling the people that they're doing a terrible job.
that's why he's on the mic now because he will be in that CNN
I
newsroom.
was probably just critiquing like broadcast techniques and styles, like camera pans and stuff like that. I rarely critique the anchor and their broadcast style, but now sometimes I can. There are some people, so it's not always CNN. I love CNN. That's kind of like my station now. But anyway,
Abby
my first,
Phillips,
so that was your okay. How does your first impression of me relate to me watching CNN?
could you repeat that question?
We were talking about your first impression of me, and then I'm interesting because I was watching CNN. Is that what made me interesting?
Yes, because typically now, when I have a conversation with people today, a lot of people avoid the news all day long. People don't know what's going on
Mm.
locally because they're avoiding the news. They don't know what's going on nationally because of the news. They are strictly trying to get information from whatever social media websites they are using, which I think is just kind of dangerous. But I mean, we also know that news stations can be skewed either one way or the other. But I really think it's just worth it to get some information from the news and not just get it from a social media source because what can be more biased than a random Joe Schmo off the street?
Exactly. My first impression of you, I don't know if you know this. You may, but I've probably only told you ever once, and probably was a long time ago. But I remember, I don't know what the question was specifically, but I think you had just said that you had just got out of school or just got done with school, and then remember we met around August, so obviously school starts for everybody, elementary through high school, college, all
It was
types of school.
September.
Was it
Yes.
when we met?
Yep.
I don't believe it to be true, but anyway,
I know it to be true because my school doesn't start until September.
well, spring summer.
Joggers.
Lifestyle. Anyway, anyway, um, yeah. So regardless, he had talked about having just got out of school. Quit laughing over there. He had just got out of school, and I guess maybe you looked young, but there was a brief moment where I was like, "Oh my god, am I about to catch a charge? Is this a high schooler?" I don't know what or how that came to mind, but I think maybe it was just like your look. You looked pretty young. You said you had just got out of school. I think around that time of day, it was like time that elementary schools like get out. Not elementary school, obviously. Like high schools get out, which is like later in the day, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And I just had that connection until it was like I had to ask because like before this goes any further, like, uh, what are you in school for? I asked that, and then that's when you said you were a law student.
Just to reference you guys, and he's telling me that I look young. I also have a full beard.
He does have a full beard. You've always had a full beard?
I've had a full beard ever since 2016,
When did you graduate high school?
2014.
Ooh, you were at high school with bare face.
I did, and I was beautiful.
Okay, what's one memory with me that randomly pops into your head?
Us riding bikes down Bayshore and going down to the little seafood spot down at the end.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, we rode. Oh, I thought I dropped something. We rode what? It's like, is it six? It's not 6 miles. That's too many miles.
No, it actually is 6 miles.
Okay, yeah, we biked 6 miles. Him on a electric bike, me on a pedal bike.
No, I was on a pedal bike. I was on my cruiser bike, and Talon was on his electric bike. And
Rip electric bike. R.I.P. Rest with God. RWG.
yes, we have experienced a theft here.
In our nice neighborhood. I almost said something else, but we're keeping it PG. I'll give you a little bit of this
It's
story. I
not that
woke
nice
up.
anymore.
I had work. This is when I was working at the airport. I had work at like I think I had to be there at 6 a.m. So obviously I have to leave the house maybe 5:30, and I opened the door because the bikes were parked right outside our door, locked to the railing because we're in the corner in our own little corner here in the apartment, locked to the railing. And I open the door, and every day I see those bikes, and I have to like I usually set my cup or my lunchbox on it so that I can lock the door. And I open the door, and it's just even though there were two bikes there, the one being missing just immediately like hit me like a ton of bricks. Like what? And it was the bike lock there. The bike lock was still there, cut up in pieces. Your bike was still there because it's not electric. So obviously, it was a crime of what would you call this? Not a crime of, but the crime was specific. They were there on a hunt. It
It was a
wasn't like they just.
calculated
It
crime
was a
because they
calculated
came,
crime.
scoped out the scene, stole the bike. It's electric, so for one, they don't have the
They
keys.
don't have the key. They don't have the charger.
The main
But
thing, they don't have the keys.
I feel like anybody. I feel like you can get a freaking key off Amazon. Just say electric bike. Because if you lose your key, you got to get one. But anyway, I have an inclination of who it may be. I'm not going to name any names or put anything like that out there. But I believe to know who it is, and
We're watching.
I'm going to let karma get you because she's coming with a vengeance. And it's been quite a long time. That was probably in December, maybe January, spring,
Mhm.
summer. I don't know.
It was January. I remember because
It
uh,
was January because I'm like, wow, is this 2026
I was the
already?
last person to actually be able to ride the bike, and I didn't even. It wasn't even charged when I rode it.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll get a electric bike back one day.
But yeah, that's one memory that I think about is us riding bikes down on Bayshore. It was a really good day, and also we did have a few shooters on bikes.
He loves a shooter. We went to a seafood spot right on the water. You know, everything really in Tampa's on the water. So that's one of the one places we've actually been able to join the water. We haven't been back since. I think the memories of my bike makes me not want to go there. And then it's so funny about that experience. There are only a few like Tampa influencers. They're mostly runners or fit people of some sort. And we're sitting there eating, and one of them happens to be running by with his phone recording, and I immediately broke my neck to turn away. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be in this video. And I remember he popped up because I don't follow him, but I remember he popped up in just my reels. And I went to his page and I'm like, oh my God, let me see if I can find myself. But there are way too many videos, post way too much. Okay, how you feeling? Are you having fun?
Yeah, I'd say this is a really fun time. This is my first time doing it, and I wouldn't mind doing it again.
So you're new to podcasting. Would you say I'm a veteran in podcasting? I don't know. This is what my third version of a like talk thing.
I wouldn't say veteran, but I will give you natural.
Ah, natural, all natural.
Yes.
All right, we're going to take one last break before we come back and wrap the show. Alec, obviously, we don't have enough time to talk about everything today. Does that mean you're going to get to come back and we have another conversation?
Yes, I'm now willing to come back. This was not crazy like I thought it would be.
Why did you think it would be crazy?
Have you heard me, you in conversation?
Actually, yeah, and it can get there. We can let it get there, but we had to give the people just an appetizer, not the full shebang.
Good.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is what, Alec?
The Talon take.
That's right.
Can't wait to wake to your love in the morning. This simple thing that we do. Breathe in, breathe out.
Welcome back. This is the Talon Tech, and I'm Alec. And
I'm Talon. He was tasked with
good.
opening the show here. How'd you feel about that?
I'm kind of rusty with my TV, so yeah.
What do you mean, my TV? Give us more. I may know, but what about the people? They're supposed to be getting to know you.
So I used to be a child actor, hence just really doing anything with my life.
Can I tell a funny story? And this is not even a story because I don't even know if you know this, but you know when people are drunk at a bar, obviously most likely in our community, but I feel like all bars probably do this. But and there's the guy outside smoking a cigarette and probably still has a drink in his hand, and he just has to mention that he was a child actor. That is the Mr. Alec here. And it's not all the time, and it's not to that extent, but it just gives those vibes when he reminds me he was a child actor.
But the thing is, I only remind him.
Exactly. That's why I say he's the guy at the outside with his cigarette in his hand and randomly brings up that he was a child actor.
For one, I do not smoke,
He does
and
not know.
also, I'm only reminding him. I'm not talking about it with anybody else. But yeah, I was a child actor, and I was really good at remembering lines.
Good. Now you're gonna have to remember your lines in the courtroom.
I guess so.
Lawyers are actors.
No, we're just really good at telling stories.
That he is. Alec is the best storyteller. He doesn't tell a lie, but he'll tell a story. That makes sense. All right, Alec. You know on Instagram those couples that always do the this or that or who does this or who does what. So we're gonna do that because we're gonna be corny and we're gonna play a game. And you're new to podcasting, and we're just gonna do it. Okay? Who is
Sounds
more
good.
who is more likely to start an argument over something small? That's an interesting one. Did you start an argument today? And arguments with us are like very like easy. There's never any high tension. Only because probably he doesn't like get moved very far regarding his like emotions. Like you can't really make him mad, and then nothing he does really makes me mad because it's not that serious.
I think the most that Talon would actually get mad at me for is saying something really low, and he can't and he can't
I am
hear me.
blowing out the microphone with that laugh because you're crazy.
It's true though.
I have a hearing condition, two hearing conditions, both of which I suffered from my time in the military.
Shout out to the army.
Go Army, beat Navy. So I have tinnitus. Tinnitus is the ringing in the eardrum. And then I also have just a general kind of hearing loss. It's not major at all. It's probably the lowest amount of hearing loss, but I get a check, so it's obviously real. And Alec is like a monotone whisperer, like just naturally. Like it's sometimes I get mad at it only because like that's not a normal thing people do is talk at the volume or the speed or the level at which you
But one thing that I didn't say in the opener when I was introducing myself is that I'm from Alabama,
do. Oof.
and a lot of us down there, my family included, we mumble a lot.
Mumblers.
Yes, but
It's giving the hills have eyes.
when Talon says he has an acute hearing loss, it's really not that acute because
Oh God, you're terrible.
the amount of times I have to repeat myself is abysmal.
So mix acute hearing loss and a mumbler. That like who's wrong here?
If my mother can hear me, he can hear me.
So honestly, that's probably the one thing. Yeah, who's more likely to start an argument over something small? I will start an argument if it's to the point where like he's talking and I can't comprehend and he's not choosing to speak any louder. I'm gonna get a little.
The phrase literally goes, "What?"
Who's more stubborn? You, absolutely.
I'm always going to be more stubborn.
Okay, so if he owns it, then there's no argument there. Who apologizes first?
Talon.
I do, because he's stubborn. So obviously, how would he be apologizing first? If he's
Let me
most
just
stubborn?
say this. It's not that I'm stubborn, but when I don't want to do something, I just don't want to do it. And it was one time we had basically he had wanted me to like do something. Well, he asked me to do something, and I just told him no, and he was like, "You just say no, and that's just it." And I just said exactly.
No, I say that he gets a kick out of saying no. Like he will say no so sternly and like smile like, yeah, you probably weren't expecting me to say no, like, but I have that power to do so, and I just enacted that power.
No, I just wanted to say no.
You get the joy out of that. Yeah, wanting to say no is having a joy in saying no.
No, that's not what it is.
Who is more dramatic?
Talent is more dramatic.
Why?
If I could count on my hands how many times this man has rolled across a bed
What does that
for
even mean?
the smallest inconvenience.
What does that even mean?
Even the back of the remote will make this man crawl across a bed and say, "Oh my gosh, we cannot even go to sleep just from this one thing."
No.
Yes.
I will say that I am more dramatic. It just the most recent instant driving with Sierra to go get a boat. Shout out Jay's birthday. And she had to drive over the rumble strips. I don't know why. Maybe because we didn't want to have to wait in the traffic for a turning lane. So I'm like, you can go this way. So I'm the one that told her to go this way, and she went over those rumble strips, and I could not breathe. Like I was having just a moment. It was too much going on. Who would survive longer on a deserted island?
Oh, Talon's going to survive. I Let me just say
He would just
this.
die immediately because that's his choice.
I'm not going to die immediately. I'm going to pass away having a grand time. If I'm going to be on a deserted island, I'm at least going to get a nice little tan. And
Oh
then
my
I'm
god.
going to shade myself in the small jungle. Please do not get me beside any bugs.
Then you're done already.
Exactly. No ants. I'm allergic to coconuts.
He's allergic to everything, so don't let him just say coconuts like that's one only thing. But we won't get into that because that's a long list and it'll take up half of the next episode. Last question: who's the better cook?
Talon is the better cook because he has more patience. I want
Mm.
cooking to be done. Talon does not mind using 5,000 dishes to make one dish.
I use 5,000 dishes.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I absolutely do because I want to get the job done. The heck! All right, you down for another game? These aren't
Yes.
even games. This is just us talking. What is my biggest insecurity? This is a matter of how well do you know me. What's my biggest insecurity? And you all listening here on the Talent Take, you're getting a real in depth. My partner's obviously here with me on the show, so you're getting a little side of me that you don't typically get.
I think one of your main insecurities. Let me think. Yeah, the silence is actually real.
The silence is so real. I'm gonna insert saxophones.
Wow. Um, I think
Dead air. How dare you?
I think one of Talon's main insecurities is his size,
Oof.
and not weight,
Call me a whale on live
and it's not weight
radio.
wise, but really like managing his size. Of just like he thinks that he is just like 5'6" and like 120
600.
pounds,
600
but
pounds.
no, he is like 6'3" and over 200 pounds,
Yeah.
and he just thinks like, oh yeah, like I'm just so light. I'm just like you're not light, not compared to me.
Oh, I guess that is true. Yeah, like my aunt always tells me, my little aunt, even when I was young, she used to have to brace herself for impact when she would like come in the door or get out the car, and I was coming around because I was like running at full speed. My little self thinking I'm a small little guy.
You see, he keeps saying his little self. It's just younger.
Little
He was
self
still tall.
as younger. Yeah, I was big as a kid. What is something I secretly love? Wouldn't be a secret if you knew, huh?
Um, I mean, you love a lot of things. So, what context are we talking about?
Maybe most people wouldn't know about this that I secretly love. You're not gonna be able to come up with
For one thing, I know that he loves, but I don't think people actually know about because he doesn't usually
I'm scared.
talk about this in front of people, or it kind of like doesn't happen. But he loves sweets. And when I say he loves sweets, like it's
Oof,
so
oof.
much. It's just like, oh, I need a sweet treat. I need a sweet
I
treat. I
wanna,
want a
I
sweet treat
wanna
before I go to
be
bed. I want a sweet treat on Sunday, like after my dinner. I
exactly.
need a sweet
I
treat.
wanna be a birthday cake remix from Cold Stone Creamery. Oh, oh, that's very true. I don't. That's probably true that people don't probably know that, but I will eat 6 cupcakes out of a 8 cupcake tin and ask who ate the cupcakes. What stresses me out the most?
Honestly, things popping up on his schedule that he honestly forgot about.
I forget about everything though on my schedule.
Because he has 3 jobs, it's just kind of like, oh, like what are you doing today? And then he's also in school. And so literally this week I'm just like, oh, I should probably like ask him more about his schooling
Oof.
because he will forget like, oh, yeah, I did have that assignment done,
But I
but I
get the
didn't turn it
assignments
in.
done. I get them done mainly because he either reminded me or he finally pops on my schedule. Here's how I live my day to day. And on my last episode of the Talent Take, I talked about like how much I work and trying to balance all that. But I don't look at my schedule until the day of. So I have no idea what I have coming up tomorrow because I can't think about that because there's too much on the schedule today. So I live my days by day. I don't think about Wednesday on a Monday. I don't think about tomorrow.
But I gave him my schedule and it's actually posted on our refrigerator.
And I
And
have to
he
look
will
at it
ask
every
me
day.
every day, what are you doing today?
I have to. No, I
And
don't
I
ask what you're
refer
doing
him
today.
right back to the
I just
schedule.
have to get a clarification on the times. That's the only thing I'm looking to get out
The
of him.
times are located on that schedule as well, and I refer him back to that schedule.
Well, yes, he does, and that's the process. But I have to look at that every day. I cannot, for some reason, I cannot remember this semester's schedule.
It was much easier this semester, actually.
I probably was. I found that could be true. I see that to be true. Um, what's last question? What's one thing about our relationship you hope never changes?
I think really how playful we are and just how we don't take each other like so serious all the time. Just because I feel like every other thing that we are doing in life is like so serious. And I kind of need like that refresher of just like, you can just like live in this moment right now and have a laugh.
He believes I'm the town jester. He quite literally believes I am clown for hire at points. And he's talking about he said that we don't take each other so serious all the time, and he always likes to insult me and say, "You never take me seriously." But it's only ever related to school, and when I forget his schedule, or when I'm like, "Let's do this," but he has something to do regarding school.
It's only because my schooling is very important, just like his, but it's just like I only have 2 grades in this class, and it's actually only feels like it's only 1 grade in the class. I'm just like, I have to pass this class. Please let me live. But it's been a really fun time, and I think that's one thing that I really like is just like, somebody who can just always make you laugh. I know that's like one thing that I've seen in my parents' relationship, where it's just like even my dad now still today, my mom and dad have been together for over 30 years, but my dad will call my mom at work and just say, "Hey, I got a joke for you," and literally make her laugh. It's like a dad joke, everything. But I don't want to lose that playfulness with him. I think that's one thing that I really like.
Which is why I'm so excited to have my own children because I'm just going to be that town jester, that clown for hire that he believes me to be. I'm going to translate that into being a parent. So buckle up.
I guess so.
You're raising class clowns. That's
They're
in your
twins.
future. Couple sets of them. Well, this has been great. I think conversations like this are why I wanted to take the talent take in this direction. Because sometimes the best conversations aren't the ones where you sit down with a list of questions and try to get perfect answers. They're the ones where two people can just talk, laugh, disagree a little bit, tell some stories, and remind each other that we're all just trying to figure things out. We did a little bit of that today. Hopefully, we do some more of that the next time. I do appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me today and just being yourself. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I had such a great time.
That's good. I'm glad. I think that's what people connect with. Not perfection, not having everything figured out, but just having honest or being honest about where you're at and what you're trying to do and things like that. So, and to everybody listening, whether you're driving, working, at the gym, or just hanging out with us, thank you for being here. The goal of the Talent Take has always been about having real conversations with real people, conversations that make you laugh, maybe make you think, and hopefully make you feel like you're a part of the room. If there's one thing I hope people take away from this episode, it's that everybody has a story. Everybody is carrying something, everybody is learning as they go. Don't compare your chapter, don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. We'll be back next time with another conversation, another story, and another chance to just sit down and talk. Until then, keep asking questions, keep chasing what matters to you, and keep being willing to grow. This has been the Talent Take. I know I'll see you next time. What about you, Alec?
If I'm asked back.
We'll just have to see. Thank you for being here once again.
Anytime.
This is the Talent Take. Send us out, Alec.
The Talent Take.
Bye, y'all.
Why, baby, why? Why, baby, why? Why, baby, why? I just wanna know. Why, baby, why? Why, baby, why? Why, baby, why? I just wanna know. Did you pause for a minute? Did you even feel it? Yeah, you felt it. For a minute. Why, baby, why? Why, baby, why? Why, baby, why? I just wanna know. Why, baby, why? Why, baby, why? Why, baby, why? I just wanna know. It was in the air. It was a smile. I was humming. You were whispering something. Did you feel it? Did you ever feel it? You said you felt it. You were in it. We both lifting. You got me wrong and I got you